Hi and welcome back. Trying a new microphone. It's the only one I have that I can find. So we'll see if this works. We're going to go ahead and restock some things that we've run out of. One of them is my onion soup. Now, I am going to go ahead and show you how I make this. It is vegetarian, possibly vegan, depending on how you see it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you how that's processed, and then we're going to can that for future use. I use this kind of like, you know how you have the seasoning packs, like the French onion soup that you put in like pot roast? Okay, I use this as a substitute because those packs have cornstarch in them, they have sugar in them, they have a whole bunch of hidden ingredients in there that is not good for you. It's not good for diabetics. It's not good for anybody with food allergies. So let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and get those processed this weekend. So let's get started. What I have done off camera is shredded 2 packages of onions. This took a while. Gotten all the crying. And we're going to go ahead and reduce this down as much as possible. If you want to caramelize them, you can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce try to get as much liquid out as possible because we're going to be putting this in the jars, and then we're going to be putting the broth on top of that. And today we're going to use the Instapot to make the stock. Now, this is going to be a vegetarian stock. Okay, because I have taken all the scraps, all the onions and all my veggie scraps that I've processed today, and we're going to put this in for 25 minutes. Just fill this up with water, add 1 tablespoon of salt, and then let it go. Now I have a whole other veggies in here besides the onions. I have a little bit of cabbage, a little bit of carrots and celery. I don't have any garlic scraps though, but we'll go ahead and put the garlic in the jars with the onions. Now this is started. I'm going to go ahead and reduce this down as much as possible. The more water you get out of this, out of the onions, the more onions you're going to be able to put in the jar. Okay, I am cooking these with no water, no salt, no oil. Okay, the heat will release the water out of the vegetable and will boil itself until the water is gone. Now, if you're new to my channel, there's a reason why I cook like this. I found out that I was gluten intolerant at the age of 38, but I've been sick all my life. My mother would tell me stories of her trying to feed me my vitamins, as a child while being in my high chair. Um, but after I would swallow my vitamins, you know, the Flintstone chewables that you have in the 70s, that I would immediately throw them up. I would do that with all my food. So I really didn't eat much as a child. Um, doctor after doctor after doctor, all they can figure out is I had what's called a sensitive stomach and to feed me soft foods. Oatmeal is a soft food. Oatmeal is not gluten free. Oats are gluten free, straight out of the field. It's where they process the grain to make an oatmeal that cross contaminates the oats with the wheat because they're both processed at the same factory. That's why most people can't tolerate oatmeal is because of the fact that it is cross contaminated with wheat. So if you are celiac or gluten intolerant, make sure if you do eat oatmeal, to make sure that it comes from a wheat-free factory. Okay, there is a difference. I remember one time, this was in high school. I was just walking down the street or walking down the hallway, going from one class to another. I think I was late for class at that time because there was nobody in the hallway except for maybe one or two people. And all of a sudden, I got really nauseous, threw up in a garbage can, and felt better and went to class. This guy looked at me like because it's high school, everybody's, assuming things in high school, that he probably looked at me like I was pregnant and going through morning sickness. I wasn't at the time. I think I was a freshman. So, yeah, no. It has not been fun. Okay, I've had stomach problems all my entire life. Um, I have had all of the symptoms that came with the celiac disease. Whenever you are gluten intolerant or have celiac disease, you can't absorb certain minerals because your intestines are so gooped up with this sludge and it's constant in your system that you can't absorb vitamin B very well. Vitamin B is essential, especially with brain fog. I've always been one of those. I want to say in 80s terms. I know it's not politically correct now, but I was an airhead. I was a nerdy airhead. I still am a little bit, and I've noticed with the coming of life that it's a little bit more prevalent. But because of me not being able to absorb those essential nutrition through my normal diet, it kind of affects your thoughts. It affects your weight. It affects everything. So why I can't lose weight? I've been trying forever, but now that I am off of gluten since I was for let's just say a little over a decade, that I went to a gluten-free diet. Problem is with over-the-counter gluten-free diet, everything is rice-based. Rice is pure starch. Now, it does have some nutritional value. Here in the United States, they like to take all the nutritional value out of everything that is on the counters, on the shelves, you name it, and then add it back. I don't get it. Never have. So all you're eating is pure starch.
they think it's grain-based. It's not. And that actually did damage to my pancreas, which made me diabetic. So now here I am a celiac diabetic with having to create my own concoctions, create my own dips, create my own condiments, create everything that I eat, because the stuff that is at these stores, all the grocery stores, all of them, is toxic to my body. And I'm hoping that whenever that we go through and I put this on this video, that you'll have a better understanding of what I do and how I do it. And if you know anybody, or if you are going through this yourself, well, let me know. We need like a support group or something, because there are still people out there who have no clue that the reason why they're getting ill. They think there's this autoimmune disease out there that can manifest itself and pile on itself with other autoimmune diseases that can hurt you a lot faster just because of food. Thank you for listening. Let's go back and get to the onions before they burn. See all that water? Let me get that. See all that water? I'm hoping you can see that. All that water is just from the onions. No salt, no anything. You want to kind of burn that off, but it's going to take a lot of time. Now that we have the onions nice and reduced, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to drain off the vegetable stock. It's more onion stock than anything else. It does have other things in there. But this is what we're going to use to fill the jars. We're going to put the onions in here and then the liquid. And then we'll go ahead and get this canned. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of garlic to each and every single jar. That way it guarantees the enough garlic in these jars. About a teaspoon each.
that gave us 5 jars. You really don't want to fill them up all the way with the onions, because you want to leave a little bit of room for the broth. Now, you can add like beef bouillon to this to make it a little bit richer flavor, but that is going to be an ingredient that I add to my other ingredients. This can actually be onion. You can make this French onion soup. Typically, that is made with beef stock. This is vegetarian French onion soup. So this will give you a little bit of an alternative method. Okay, you want to get the air bubbles out. And then add more stock as you go. You want about a head of an inch of head space, because this is a low acid product. You're going to want to pressure can this. If you're going to water bath and you only have access to water bath, get 3-hour water bath. Now, whenever you're making your stock, in order to get a more umami flavor to this, you're going to want to add some dill. The dill gives it a little bit more in-depth flavor whenever you're making the stock. Okay, you don't want the dill in here. You want it in here. You want that flavor. And with your leftover stock, you can either bottle this up and save it for later. Okay, this you're going to want to pressure can for about 10 minutes a pint. Not that long. These are going to be 25 minutes a pint. Or, excuse me, my correction. 25 minutes, 4 pints. Not per pint, unless you're doing them one at a time.